Good evening, everyone out there. Tonight, you can't say it's a special night, but tonight, I guess to premiere of Spider-Man No Way Home is today. Yeah, that makes sense. But also tonight is Franchise Talks Episode 65, Spider-Man Mania. But before we get into that, let me take a minute to focus on our sponsors. I ain't got no sponsors. But first, let's take a minute. What the frick is it at? Well, I'm trying to link everything right quick, but I just found out that Steven Crowder has been banned from YouTube. Yeah, I just saw it come across my YouTube feed. Interesting. Seems like he had many. In a way, it seems like YouTube was trying to get him many chances. They just said, finally, forget it. Just ban the motherfucker. But yeah, I guess Steven Crowder has been banned from YouTube. I don't agree with that, but apparently he's been banned from YouTube over this whole Elon Musk versus Pocahontas thing going on. That's reported by The Quartering. Interesting. What the frick is this? Try to look for something right quick before I actually start to get into this whole thing. But let me go down the rundown for today. Before we get into this whole Spider-Man thing, I'm probably gonna go through just a little bit of the news right quick. Then we're gonna finally get into the whole Spider-Man thing. Now I'm actually trying to be on here too long once again, cause thing about it is one of the reasons why I like being on live stream too long. Cause right now the chair I got sucks. Here it is. Like today I tried ordering a chair from Amazon, and they wanted like extra $20, $30 to ship it. On top of it, the original price for the chair. I'm like, hell no. So I didn't get the chair. It sucks. So I'm stuck with a terrible ass chair still. Probably have to go out into the stores and try to look for a good office chair. Shoot. Putting this down right now. I really need to get back a page on Facebook. I really do need to do that again. I need to put my page back up on Facebook. And you know, I'm not a big fan of Facebook anymore. It's really not. Let's see something real quick. Alright. I think I held some of you guys enough. Like the stream people, whoever watches on the playback, as usual. Like I said, mainly tonight is gonna be mostly about Spider-Man and nothing else apparently, of course. So I don't have a freaking thumbnail for that. Wow. Some things you just don't know. Interesting. What? Why can't I do that? That's weird. Very weird. Instagram is acting very weird right now. Alright. I'm almost there, people. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Come on, hurry up. No time for this. I really don't. What the frick is that? Oh, that looks terrible. I don't even know what that was even about. Just be safe out there, people. Out there driving. I just saw a video on YouTube with a nasty crash. Be safe out there, people. People drive ridiculously out there. That was terrible. Apparently it happened in 2012, but still. Sheesh. Alright, let's get into this. I think I hooked you guys up a little bit too long now. Sheesh. That freaking bummed my whole rest of my night out seeing that. Oh, shoot. Damn. Damn. Not Slider-Man, Spider-Man. Give me pictures of Spider-Man. Sheesh. I gotta hurry up. I'm losing the people out there. Trying to put all this stuff out. Oh, I don't even like that song anymore. All right, let's get this thing. Let's get this thing cracking. So here we are, Franchise Talks, episode 65, Spider-Man Mania. As we all know, tonight and some other parts, it's the premiere of Spider-Man No Way Home. And some of you might know, some of you might not know. My faith in this movie is very low, but it might just change come 4:30 or let's say 7:30 tomorrow after the movie's over, because I'm watching at 4:30 Mountain Time, p.m. Mountain Time out here. For some reason it's cold outside. For some reason I got home, it's freaking cold in here. But anyways, so yeah, no spoil. I ain't talking about the movie, but we'll talk. I will talk about everything Spider-Man. I'll try to get everything Spider-Man. But before we get into that, let's start with some news right quick. Not too much news. So, I just found out that Steven Crowder, famous YouTuber, has been banned from YouTube. Don't know when. Let me try to look that up right quick. Let's see how I can find it on the net somewhere. See what happens to Steven Crowder here. Hopefully they won't try to ban me for talking about him or something weird like that. He's only 3 years older than me. Why does he look older? Interesting. Probably don't even put it on actual news. Oh, here it goes. Oh, it's a permanent ban. Wow. Jesus. Let's see here. Share screen. Hopefully my audio's working. I remember one time I freaked out and audio was not working. Weird. Oh, it's working. See here in the background. Alright, let's get into this whole what Steven Crowder got banned for. Let's go down a list of news. Let's see here. Put it up on my screen. Why is it not up on the screen? Oh, I was on their MSN. They just put it on my screen. That's weird. Alright. Which one is it? So apparently Steven Crowder is one strike away from a permanent ban on YouTube after a second suspension. Alright, this article from MSN. Great. You won't likely be seeing Steven Crowder on YouTube for the rest of the year. So he's banned for the rest of the year. The self-described conservative comedian has once... I like how they just put names just to divide people up. But anyways, the comedian has been suspended from YouTube, receiving a second channel strike in recent months from the platform on Wednesday. According to YouTube's policy, when a channel receives 2 strikes within a 90-day period, they will not be allowed to be posting content for 2 weeks. So pretty much that is the end of the year. Considering Crowder received his strike on December 15th, that means his channel, Louder Crowd, won't be able to live stream the broadcast or upload new material until December 30th. But the man probably has other means to put his message out there. When a user receives 3 strikes from within a 90-day period, YouTube permanently terminates the channel from its platform. Crowder announced that YouTube suspension on December 15th show, which was streamed on Rumble, a video platform. I just hate the way this news media puts labels out there on people. Somebody has said in the recent days that not so much Vice President Joe Schmo won the election, more than anything, the media won the election. And I'm starting to think that's true. No, I'm not starting to think that's true. That is true. Because the media can say any dumbass crap and believe it either because people can't think for themselves. Crowd announced that YouTube's suspension on December 15th show was streamed on Rumble, a video platform that has become popular with the right-wing internet over the past year. See, if you're on Rumble, you're right-wing, because you're not on YouTube. YouTube, I would be careful. Last night, YouTube sent us the second channel strike, Crowder said on the show, or showing his viewers the suspension message from YouTube. So there is, it's going to prevent us from streaming on YouTube for the rest of the year. But I want to get to what he said. So what did he say to get him? Oh, here we go. All right. So apparently he violated the company's hate speech, because hate speech can be anything. I could say, I don't like politics or something weird like that. That can be considered hate speech to these people. And we assume we were, but I guess from his live stream show on December 14th, titled "The Left Hates Elon Musk Because He's Too Base." That's pertaining to Elon Musk and him going back and forth with Pocahontas. Yeah, I'm gonna call her Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, for the last couple of days. That's what that whole live stream probably was talking about. The live stream has also been removed from YouTube. So, without getting too much into this, the reason why YouTube probably said this is hate speech because they're talking about their own. You can't talk about that go along, get along game. You talk about that go along, get along game any bad way, apparently to them, that can get you kicked off. Especially in your eyes if you appear to be right wing. Anybody to the left, anybody in the left can appear right wing if you disagree with them. I guess YouTube said, we issue a second strike to Stephen Crowder for violating our hate speech policy. The repeated target of the LGBT community, he said. The spokesperson, Jack Malone, or Malin, whatever you want to call it. Hate speech is not allowed on YouTube. And remove content. Hate speech is not allowed on YouTube, but you got a whole bunch of freaking other goofballs on YouTube who can say anything they want to say, as long as they believe in the same ideology the people who run YouTube. Interesting how that goes. When a creator repeatedly targets, insults, and abuses protected group, I'm not going to get into that. Based on certain attributes such as sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression across multiple uploads. My takeaway in this, to make this show, and I know I'm on the same platform, but do I really have to say it? Do I really have to say what YouTube is? Nah. So Stephen Crowder will be back on December 30th. He's not gone totally, but still, it's ridiculous. Alright, what else is in other news right now? Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to share. I think this has been made, been highlighted since then. Let's see here. Pull this up right quick. Alright, so a little bit closer to the main topic. So, according to this article bounded into comments by John F. Trent, bounded into comments is a very reasonable website that deals with entertainment news. So, reported Chadwick Boseman's brother wants Marvel to recast T'Challa for their Black Panther franchise. And right now, as we speak, that movie, that second one, whatever they want to call it, is having some tough time right now getting off the ground. Let's get into this article a little bit. A new report claims that Chadwick Boseman's brother, Derek Boseman, wants Marvel Studios to recast T'Challa the character played by Chadwick, and of course in the MCU. Not only does his brother to call it recast, but he believes it will be what Chadwick wanted as. Rest in peace to Chadwick. His passing came very out of nowhere. Where's the rest of the article? Sheesh. Think about buying it in the comics website. It moves stuff down all the time, all the way down to the bottom. Alright, where was I at? Because this thing keeps moving. Okay, their report claims CB's role Derek Rosen tells TMZ yes, he thinks the child needs to live on Black Panther franchise. And if that means tapping another actor to portray the King of Wakanda, the role, Memphis Legend, then so be it. As for why, the report states, DB tells us Marvel killing off the character so quickly in the way a child was death. They're kind of depriving black kids of a role model. Whew, man. I guess in a way, Black Panther can be a role model for African American kids, even though me growing up, I guess I didn't need a role model from fiction, but if you're talking about comics in general, like I said, growing up, my favorite superheroes were Batman and Spiderman. Still stands to this day. And guess what? I'm black. They were white. And why I like those characters? It's not because they weren't black, and not because they were white, because they was cool characters. I think people seem to miss that a lot. But anyways, going on. I can get too much into that. Marvel Studios made it clear on multiple occasions that they have no intention to recasting the role of T'Challa. Because we all know what they want, and what they want is not really working up for them right now. During Disney's Investor 2020 presentation, Marvel Studios beta Kevin Feige stated, I wanted to announce the devastating loss of a dear friend and member of the Marvel Studios family. Chadwick Boseman was an immensely talented actor and inspirational individual who affected all our lives. Yeah, get that. His portrayal of T'Challa, the Black Panther, is iconic and transcends any iteration of the character in any of Marvel's past. I will not recast the character. That doesn't. This is having stuff. Oh, look at Kevin Feige on. It's only one person masked in there. And I bet this is in California, ain't it? Yes, this is in California, June 29th. And Los Angeles, California, at the Dolby Theater, which is, dang, I haven't been there so long. Downtown LA, I think. Could be downtown. I think it's downtown LA or freaking somewhere Hollywood Boulevard. But anyways, everybody not wearing a mask except for the one right there. It'd be the same ones telling you to wear a mask and get a vaccine. Most recently, in November of this year's Marvel producer Nate Moore, I'm not hedging my bets. I'll be quite honest. You and I see T'Challa in the MCU 616 universe. We couldn't do it. No, you know the reason why you don't want to do it? Because you want to promote his sister as being the new Black Panther. Remember, we want females first. Men last. We don't like men. No matter what the race they are. And that's not really working for him right now. Because apparently, I forgot the name of his sister in the movie. The actress name. I can't think of it right now. She refused to give back. So, they've been dealing with that right now. And then they got rumors of Michael B. Jordan back to take over as Black Panther, but he's gone, and it just wouldn't work out well. So, I don't know. Like I said, when it comes to the MCU movies, for me at least, when it comes to the MCU movies right now, I just... It's hard to get into. The reason why I'm kind of a little bit excited for Spider-Man No Way Home, because Spider-Man is my second favorite superhero, by the way. So, I have a little spot for Spider. Even though I don't like the current iteration of Spider-Man right now. Oh no. So there it is. I always thought they should have recasted it just to get it on, but we all know, like I said, we all know what Marvel's now in phase 4. It's for, I don't know who it's for to me, but it's not for me at all. As a fan of these comic books, it's not a fan. It's not for me. As much as I try to get into it, like my friends and all that are into it, they're so diehard into this. Maybe because my friends, not the versions that make fun of them, so I gotta clear that up sometimes, but they themselves, let's say, they themselves are not. They didn't really read comic books growing up, like I have done. Like before all this MCU stuff came around, and they really start pushing all this. Like I was so invested in this. Like when the first like Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans came out, I was so into the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. It got me even more back into, well, I would say back into Spider-Man, but reading the comic books and everything, knowing all these characters. And I think that's where the idea is at when it comes to when I have talked to certain people or talked to people about like superhero movies. Like they always like, it's just so weird. Like everybody always tries to tell me, oh, well, it has to be this or it has to be this. This is a different version of it. But at the same time, me being a reader of these books, me being invested in these characters since age 6, 5, 4, whatever, I started being invested in watching them as cartoons and everything, and going to reading the comic books and everything. You're trying to tell me how this character should be, but you have no clue what this character should be. But I do. It's like the same thing. Tell me what Star Wars should be, what this should be, how it should be. But y'all were never invested in Star Wars. Y'all invested being in Star Wars now as adults, because Disney told you to watch the movies. Me, being a Star Wars fan since age 4 and 5, and I see the destruction, and so there's many other Star Wars fans out there, metal fellow YouTubers there, Star Wars fans, big time Star Wars fans. They see the disrespect that these characters have getting trilogy, and of course we're gonna feel pissed off and freaking check you guys. You normally, this is not how these characters should be. Same thing shouldn't be like this. There shouldn't be what I like to call but just a freaking, the characters only know my name. It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna continue to keep putting that out there. Every time somebody keeps debating me. I had a coworker the other day trying to debate me with Spider-Man. It's just like, you can't just dismiss it. I tried to say that Spider-Man, far away from Spider-Man as possible. Just because he has the name Spider-Man doesn't make him Spider-Man. Just because a duck sits in the garage doesn't make it a car. You get what I mean? Ridiculous. And I'm trying to say that these writers have no clue on how to create these characters. So you can't sit there and tell me this is different iteration, different time. No. I know these characters too much. And when I see the disrespect or them half-ass it, of course I'm going to say something about it. They don't get that. Let's get to the comments right quick. So to show up. Let me take this off right quick. Remove right quick. It's enough of that, but that's weird. Hell, Daisy Divine. God bless you too. That's weird. I didn't know. That's weird. Yes, the experience of the brand, not the character. A lot of these people, a lot of these people are fans of the brand. Once again, they don't know any character. But get mad when he said, this is not the character. This is not the character I know. This is like an off-brand of this character. He's just only known by name. It's freaking ridiculous. Right here. What the heck is going on here? Quite ridiculous. Alright. How should I do this? Well, I'm already 30 minutes in. I probably got another 45 minutes on here because I won't be on here too long. It's only 6:54 my time right now. Try to end this by 7:45. Something like that. Alright. Well, let's just talk about Spider-Man right quick. Let me put him on here right quick. Let's see. See, I always like Todd McFarlane's drawing of Spider-Man. I think it's one of the best iterations of Spider-Man. One of the best art based on Spider-Man is Tom McFarlane's Spider-Man. Something about it I just like about it. But I don't think I ever discussed this when it comes to Spider-Man. Like, when I first came across Spider-Man, it was probably sometime in the 90s, of course. Born in 1990, so it had to be sometime in the 90s, of course. Spider-Man, I was first introduced to Spider-Man with the Spider-Man animated show, 90s animated show. It was on the UPN, I think. With the UPN is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was we know it was channel 24. I don't know what it is outside of Wisconsin. I think eventually the UPN and the WB end up combining and becoming the CW, as you all know now. But so it was younger for me. It was Spider-Man, the animated series, and of course, X-Men animated series, and of course the Batman animated series. I think X-Men, Hulk, and Spider-Man animated series were all on UPN. I think also Fantastic Four. So, we all know the truth. Changing characters is all about toy sales. Yup. That's all it is. It's all about the money. Follow the money. Now, buy Luke with a blue lightsaber. Actually, never mind. He doesn't have a blue lightsaber. He has a gun. A blaster, to say. At least they didn't sell a limbless Anakin. That would be funny. I think somebody made a joke about having a burnt Anakin action figure. I think that was funny. Alright, back to Spider-Man though. So yeah, that's when I was first introduced. Watching the Spider-Man animated series, and I think when it comes to superhero animated shows, especially in the 90s, it's kind of hard to rank Batman, X-Men, and Spider-Man, because all of them were pretty decent. All of them was written pretty well. I can't imagine if those shows came out. One will come out. Well, two of the three are trying to come up with a show, a reboot of that series. But I can't imagine if they was made now. But the Spider-Man anime series was just so action packed. And I would actually get mad if I missed an episode of it. If I woke up too late, or I had to do house chores, or one of my parents say, hey, you have to go to the Home Depot or Sam's Club, and I had to miss it early in the morning. Not early in the morning. It's just the prime Saturday morning cartoons. It really was. And I think from then on, as I remember, it became, I started watching the Spider-Man animated series. And then all of a sudden, in 1999, I took a trip. I didn't take a trip. I went on a family vacation down to Florida, Orlando, Florida, and it was actually, it's probably 2 weeks after it opened. Yeah, I took a trip, on a family trip down to Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure. It just opened up in 1990. It was just like 2 weeks after it opened up to the public, and they had the Amazing Spider-Man ride there, which is pretty much based on the Spider-Man animated series, and I absolutely love that ride to this day. And I think that kind of boosted my love for Spider-Man even more. But what really boosted my love for Spider-Man even more, it really got me into the comic books, because at the time I didn't know where to buy comic books at the age of 9, 10. Was the Spider-Man video game on PS1. Now, if you remember, let me see if I can post it up somewhere. Let me see if I can see. I think people might get confused with the Spider-Man Tobey Maguire, but that's not what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can find it somewhere. Not PS2, PS1. See, I can find it here. Man, my computer's on so many. All these tabs open up like that. I guess I can get rid of that. I don't need that. This game right here. Let me see if I can post it up right here. Let me give you a couple steals of it. See if I can share it right quick. Let me see if I can put it up right here. Here it is. This game right here. It's bad quality. Damn, that looks terrible now that you think about it. Now I'm looking at it. Like back in the day, that was like prime to us. Playing PS1 or the first PlayStation. Man, I used to play this game all the time. And it had all the codes to it. Actually, you can still buy. I still got it. Somewhere in my room in there. But I still got it. I think I still kept playing it up until probably 06. Something like that. I was playing it for a long time. I think recently, I don't know, it was 2 or 4 years ago, I actually hooked up the PlayStation. Because I still got a PS1. Yeah, I still got the first PlayStation. The first original PlayStation. Not that PS1 mini crap. I got the original PlayStation still. I think I hooked it up like a couple years ago. It could have been 2, 3 years ago. And I actually started playing the game. I know I actually have fun playing it, but I don't think I finished playing the game. But yeah, that game, man, talk about freaking signifying or just being a good game. All right, that's enough of that. But yeah, I used to play that game back on all the time. And then eventually, yes, I know some people are weird when it comes to people in their fanhood. But eventually, I think what led to me just watching the Spider-Man animated series and going to Islands of Adventure and then eventually playing that video game was what led me to the comics. And from there, I think one of the first, I can read a couple of them. I got a couple of them right below my feet right now, but I don't feel like looking for them. But I think one of the first Spider-Man comics I read was Maximum Carnage. And reading that Maximum Carnage kind of just how the city was during that whole storyline with them, with the New Yorkers basically being on high alert because Carnage and his cronies were just tearing up everybody and just slicing and dicing everybody, and Spider-Man's hurt with broken ribs and he has to rely on Venom and then Black Cat and then Morpheus and eventually having I think it was Captain America eventually come on board. But just reading that comic book, reading that storyline, and see how violent it was too, was really basically put a stamp on my Spider-Man fanhood and just made me continue to keep reading more. It was also that Spider-Man dictionary book they had back in the day that got me into it too. It got me to learn more about these characters. But that's one of my favorite storylines. Maximum Carnage. I know people don't like the Clone Saga. I like parts. No, I'm not even gonna admit to liking the Clone Saga. I'm not a big fan of it. And basically, just like I said, basically from then on, it just became Spider-Man became my second because Batman's always first. Batman is the GOAT. Batman is the GOAT, but Spider-Man is not too far behind. Let's see here, read these comments. Yeah, after the X-Men animated series, Spider-Man 90s is the best. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to rank Spider-Man and X-Men and Batman. Now, we just talking about Marvel, it will be Spider-Man then X-Men. Now, I know some people probably don't like that because people really love the X-Men animated series. But it's hard to beat that out. Let's see here. There was no PS1, only PlayStation. You know what I mean. I call it the PS1 because now it's PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and now PS5. Which I'm actually thinking about getting, but right now the hoopla for trying to get a PS5 is too much right now. But I would like to get a PS5 to play the Spider-Man game since they won't be on Xbox. And then also, if I go back to the whole Spider-Man video game, I forgot about that. The Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. That was alright, but it wasn't good as the first one. Because I think the first one contained villains like, I know in the first one was Venom. Actually, Venom is helping him out, but Venom, Carnage, Doc Ock. Yeah, Mysterio's in it. Scorpion was in it. And you got Monster Doc Ock, which basically is the Carnage symbiote and Doc Ock fused together. And then you got cameos from Captain America, Daredevil, and I think the Punisher. Maybe the Thing. But I think when it comes to those two games, I think the first one's better. Let's see. Yes, the original. The box they released as PS1 was the same as Crash. Yeah, I never looked forward to getting that PS1 mini, whatever they call it, because that's amazing. Sony, the creators of the first PlayStation, they was on to something when it comes to that, because mine still, well, then again, I don't play it as much, but mine still works to this day, which is amazing that it still works to this day. That video game system is 26 years old, 25 years old now. When did PlayStation 1 come out? 96 or 95, I forget. I think it's 95. So 26 years old. And it's still more. Nah, I'm not even going to go that route. I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say that online. But it's still good. Mine's still good. Some of the games still work and everything. Let's see here. I consider PS5, but wait for the Platinum Edition release. Man, that sounds like it's going to be expensive. This PS5, the one they got out right now, is already expensive. Ain't the PS5 like $500? That's one of the reasons why I haven't got one. Try to spend $500. Plus, I still got a working Xbox One. That Xbox One I got in the other room is actually 6 years old. Because I bought it at 19. No, not 19. Because I bought the Xbox One, that version of Xbox One in 2016. And it still works to this day. So I'm like, what's the point? And then also, again, I barely had time to play video games, even though I was on there last night. Cheaper to get the PS5 with all the gear in one. I don't know what kind of gear does the PS5 have? Because I never really looked into any of the new consoles. So it's like, for me, it's like I just said, there's no point in me getting one because my Xbox One is still running like a champ. And I really don't be on there that much because I'm always busy now. So many people have Xbox One that they refuse to die. I think Microsoft improved their hardware because I know that the first Xbox 360 I had, that motherfucker died within 2 years. Yeah, it died within 2 years. Took it apart, tried to fix it, didn't work. Ended up selling the parts for money. a year later. And then eventually I got the Xbox Slim, 360 Slim or something like that. I forgot what it was. It was a black one. And I had that from like 2011 to 2016. Ended up trading in for the one I got now. But this one has been working very well. Never messed up. Never got that red ring of death. Actually, the 360 I had before the one actually had the red ring of death. And I ended up fixing it. Extra storage, extra controller. Alright, got it. Yeah, they make stuff to die these days. Yeah, they do. That's why those iPhones don't last long. That's why these lemmings go out there and buy an iPhone every year or every 2 years. Before I got the phone I got, I had my other phone probably for 3 years. Or 3 years or something like that. I still got the same phone. I mean, now I got another phone. I got the same phone. The phone I had before that got slow. But, let's keep moving on. But Spider-Man will always remain my second favorite hero. I have not probably read all of the books. I'm not even going to admit to reading every single iteration of Spider-Man out there. But as we all know, and I always will say this, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Those are facts. No ifs, ands, it's, buts about it. That's how it is. Same thing. Superman will always be Clark Kent. Clark Kent will always be Superman. Batman will always be Bruce Wayne. And Bruce Wayne will always be Batman. Same thing with Tony Stark would always be Iron Man. None of this freaking, these tokenized characters I'm getting tired of. Like, I'm not a big fan of Miles Morales. Tell you the truth. Never was. I remember when they was talking about having a black Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then they try to base him on, I guess they was all high and mighty on the stuff when Obama was in office. But they also tried to base him more on the rapper Childish Gambino. I think it was a little bit more of his ideal too. And then they just really took, I think he even voiced the character Miles Morales in one of the cartoons. And then all of a sudden he ends up in Spider-Man Homecoming as Miles Morales' like uncle or something like that. Very weird. But yeah, Peter Parker will always be Spider-Man in my book. I don't care what you want to put out there. This right here will always be Spider-Man, not anybody else. I agree. The original Spider-Man, Batman, and X-Men are the GOAT. Yeah, they are. Those are very good shows. Can't beat. That's top-notch animated. That's top-notch storytelling too. And they did it in a way when they didn't have to pander to any race or any orientation. They did it in a way where everybody loves it and still loves it to this day. There's some reason why I can't watch any other television. Well, I got HBO Max, so they got Batman animated series on this. I'm always going to that when I get bored for something. But it's kind of hard to beat the originals. This new stuff they got nowadays, I don't know how people watch it. Spider-Man 90s. Oh, yeah. How dare I freaking leave out Spider-Man? I mean, not Spider-Man. Superman, the animated series in the 90s. That's another one. That was another one, too. That was like, I wish that DC can do that with Batman and Superman the way they did with the cartoons back in the 90s. That was some good storytelling too with Superman. Like each season led up to something too. Each season. And I think the last season was when Darkseid brainwashed Superman and made him like his son and made him try to conquer the whole entire universe. I love that. I love that season of the animated series. The Black Spider-Man, and the only Black Spider-Man in the book is the Venom suit. Yeah. Other than that, there's no other Spider-Man. There's no other Black Spider-Man. All right. But, yeah. Spider-Man Mania, people. Man, I think it was 07. Yeah, it was 07. So, 17th birthday, right? It was right before Spider-Man 3 came out. Which I'll talk more. Not on this stream, but, And it won't be live. It sucks that it won't be live anymore. But I have a special. Well, when I review the movie, I have a special guest with me, and he probably will be talking about the other movies. But that I thought Spider-Man 3 was going to be good. You know, Spider-Man 3, as much as crap as people get Spider-Man 3, I want to say it's the equivalent of Batman and Robin. Probably a little bit better, just tiny bit, because I actually had a story that actually had me somewhat intrigued, but I just didn't land with everybody. But yeah, I also so excited for Spider-Man 3, but I came home one day, my whole room was decorated in Spider-Man. It's quite weird. I would say it's quite weird. My sister and my mom decided to decorate the whole entire room, everything Spider-Man. Still got some of this stuff to this day. Matter of fact, I got a Spider-Man pillow too. The only female Spider-Man is Madam Webb. I wonder if she'll make an appearance in this movie. It's not a spoiler. I haven't seen the movie. I'm just guessing. To anybody out there who will watch this later on, like the stream people. Madam Web comes from Japanese, Chinese folklore, and Spider-Man is based on her. Yeah, I forgot the name of that character. I actually read up on some Japanese Chinese folklore as I'm creating these characters for my own entertainment. Well, not my own entertainment, but trying to create my own entertainment to put for the masses. I was actually researching some of those Japanese Chinese folklore. Try to keep moving on here, but I'm gonna keep moving on here. All right, let's get into some stuff. As we talked about video games not too long ago, I found a list right quick. Let me share it. Let me share it right quick. Come on, you goofball computer. Ranking the best Spider-Man video games of all time. Spider-Man is arguably one of the most popular comic book characters of all time. He's second behind Batman. Yes, I said it. He's second behind Batman. Sorry, Superman fans. Sorry, those new. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna. I had enough beating them up. So, according to Inverse, the top 10 Spider-Man games of all time. Number 10 is Spider-Man the video game arcade. I think I have played that. Not much, so I can't really say too much about it. Spider-Man the movie, the game. Well, Spider-Man number 9 is Spider-Man movie, the movie game. This actually came out right before. I want to say it came out right around the time of Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. This game I ended up beating too. I remember playing this game. This is for PS2. It was alright. But I eventually ended up beating it. Man, I love Spider-Man. It's probably the first original Spider-Man. Should have watched those. Number 8 is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You count that as a Spider-Man game though? That was the only person I played in that game too, was Spider-Man or Venom. Number 7 is Lego Marvel Superheroes. Never played that. Never got into the whole Lego Marvel superhero stuff, or even the DC stuff, Star Wars stuff. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the first one's better. I hope it's on this list. Hack and slash with Marvel characters, yes please. I didn't like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 that much. I feel like it went on for too long when I played it. Like, I got the first two. I guess the third one came on Switch or Wii or something like that. I wish it would have came out on all the platforms. But the second one I wasn't a big fan of. It just seemed like it went on and on. Like, they tried to base it on Civil War, which you can read it down there. They tried to base it on the Civil War, but it just didn't hit right for me. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Actually, I never played this. Ultimate Marvel vs. Compton 3 at number 4. I think it's a little bit newer. It got Electro in there. Oh, that's Iron Fist. It looks like Electro. It's Iron Fist. All right, number 3, Spiderman Web of Shadows. Never played it. I think these are all PS games, PS PlayStation games. Probably why I never played them. There's only for PlayStation. Ultimate Spider-Man. Now this game right here, I want to say this is behind. Shoot, it's hard. I'll get to that. Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man. I love this game. Beat it too. They can beat it multiple times. And then number 1 is Spider-Man 2, the movie video game. What? All right. Now that we were talking about that. Shoot. They ain't posted it up on there. That's weird. Alright. That's weird. Things going crazy. Now that we're talking about Spider-Man games, here's probably my top Spider-Man games right here. My top Spider-Man games are, I discussed already a couple of them. It's that first Spider-Man game on the PlayStation. That one was done well. I don't care what anybody says. Then probably Ultimate Alliance, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Not 2. The first one. My team was on that. It was always, cause that's like a role playing basic type of game where you can pick 4 people. So I always picked Iron Man, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and that 4th one was always interchangeable. Usually Captain America or something like that, or Thor. Somebody that has some power. But that was probably that game. And then probably Spider-Man Enter Electro 2. And then Unlimited Spider-Man. That's probably in my book, my favorite Spider-Man games for video games. Then you could probably say the first Spider-Man game, the movie game. You can probably put that on there. It's like Inverse. Whoever did Inverse, they didn't even think about Marvel Alliance 2. Marvel Alliance, the first Marvel Alliance, or even those games. So many games these days are too long. It's like they want people to have no free time in case they go play another game. Yeah, that was my biggest complaint with Arkham Knight. That game was too long. That was way too long. That went on forever. And then they made the Arkham Knight, the first time you fought the Arkham Knight in the sewers, because you have to fight the Arkham Knight in the sewers with the Batmobile, and the Arkham Knight, Arkham Knight is basically Jason Todd, but anyways, and Jason Todd is like in this big ass tank in the sewers. He's chasing after your ass, and if you get too close to him, he kills you. He just runs the Batmobile over. That took forever to beat. Like all the Arkham games are pretty long, but I think Arkham Knight was probably the longest. That just went on forever. It seemed like Arkham City went on forever too. But I beat all of them, of course. I completed every video game I ever played. Not every video game I ever played. I still haven't beat Van Helsing 04 yet. It's weird. How old is that list for a minute? Let's go back. Let me see something right quick. How old is that list? Let me see something right quick. How old is that list? They don't say. That's why. This was made on April. This is according to Inverse. I should have looked that up. My bad. This list was made on April 28, 2016. Day before my birthday. It's actually the same time I bought the Xbox One. No wonder why the newest Spider-Man game is not on there. Now that makes sense. Now, I haven't played the newest Spider-Man game yet. That's on the first PS4. Everybody else has except for me, because I don't have a PS4 or 5. I got an Xbox One, so I haven't played that yet. And they said that's basically the equivalent to the Batman Arkham series with that Spider-Man game. Sony Spider-Man. Gotta play it, but gotta buy PS5 first. Alright, I'm done with that list. But yeah, just going back to rehash my list of my best Spider-Man video games. Spider-Man on the PS1. Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. That's 2. 3 is Unlimited Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man, not Unlimited. Ultimate Spider-Man for 3. 4 is Marvel Alliance. That's 4. And then probably Spider-Man, the movie game for the first one. First Tobey Maguire. It comes in 5th. I'll probably have another more detailed list on my next stream, because I ain't done talk about Spider-Man. But let's get into his enemies. Now, what makes a good superhero is also his enemies. Now, as we all know, Spider-Man has an assortment of enemies, similar to what Batman has. I think who probably has the best rogue gallery or a symbol of enemies is probably between Spider-Man and Batman. You can't beat you can't really beat those two superheroes rogue gallery, because they're just different, and they all hate Spider-Man and they all hate Batman. But we're talking about Spider-Man. I don't think there's any other superhero that comes close to those two when it comes to enemies at all. You could say Superman, but you think Superman, you don't even think 3 different villains when it comes to Superman. You think Lex Luthor, Doomsday, and Darkseid. Those are 3 that come to mind when I think Superman villains. But knowing my advanced ass brain, knowing these characters, I also think Parasite, Metallo, Mr. Mixit Picklett. I never could say that name. General Zod, of course. The list goes on. I'm not going to get into all that. But when it comes to Spider-Man, mainly Spider-Man, you just think of 6 off the bat. And they're very famous 6 too. Not the Sinisters, but you can think of famous 6 Spider-Man villains off the bat. But let's get into this list on IGN right quick. Pull it up out here. Yeah. Top Spider-Man villains according to IGN. This was made on April 16, 2014. I just keep going older and older with this. And I think this is probably right before Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. So, best Spider-Man costume, his original, of course. But second best Spider-Man costume after that is probably the symbiote one, or black, whatever you want, black Spider-Man symbiote, whatever you want to call it. Probably the one of the 2. It's only 2. So according to IGN, 25 best Superman villains. I'll mention it is J. Jonah Jameson. I wouldn't call J. Jonah Jameson on there. He's just a hater. I wouldn't say he's a villain, but according to IGN, at number 25 is Hydro Man. Hydro Man is alright, but I was never a big fan. Freaking neighbors. Black Cat. Now, I wouldn't count Black Cat as a villain to Spider-Man, just like I don't really count Catwoman as a villain of Batman. You can count those 2, Black Cat and Catwoman, as like basically romantic interests. You know, they do give Spider-Man and Batman a hard time. It's very weird that Spider-Man and Batman both have villains based on cats and based on hot-ass women. But Black Cat is at number 24 according to IGN. Shocker is at 23. Just a heads up, I really don't like Shocker. Well, then again, I guess it would be weird to have Shocker look like this in a movie. But when it comes to Shocker, when it comes to like being close to the comic books, you wish they'd look a little bit like the comic books. But I guess Shocker Far From Home is alright. I mean, not Far From Home, Homecoming is alright. I guess. You know, it never put me in mind as it being Shocker. And it was 3 of them too, which was weird. Juggernaut is at 22, even though he's an X-Men enemy, but he's at 22. Carnage. Why is Carnage so low? I think Carnage should be in top 5 at least for IGN. Why is he so low? Who the heck they got in the top 5 then? Hammerhead. You know what? At first, back in the day, when I first heard of Hammerhead, I didn't like him as an enemy or a bad guy for Spider-Man. But now that I think about it, they really should make a Spider-Man film with just him just dealing with Hammerhead and the mob. But, yep, they won't do it. 19 is Morpheus. Sometimes I don't like count Morpheus. I just count him as a difficult ally, but I guess you put Morpheus at 19. Moreland. Now, Moreland is a newer character that was made in the 2000s. And he did get Spider-Man a hard time. I know that much, but not a big fan of him. Jacko. I guess they brought the Jacko back because he's a newer Spider-Man characters. Jacko's alright. Rhino. The thing about Spider-Man characters and villains too, they all based on animals. Or elements. Rhino's alright. I wasn't a big fan of Rhino at all. But he's alright. But I do say this. For Amazing Spider-Man 2, they had Rhino played by Paul Giamatti. They had him in an actual mechanical suit. I can't get that out. I do like that. I don't know why. Because I thought about it as far as movie-wise, you're going to have some big guy. You try to have some big guy dressed up as a rhino. Well, I guess you could. I guess you could CGI it. Sandman. Sandman will be making his return. But it's the Sandman from Tobey Maguire. They made Sandman and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man a sympathetic character. I don't know how many people like that. So Sandman's at 15. Chameleon's at 14. Now, I want to see more of the Chameleon. I know they probably won't do the Chameleon. If they do ever do the Chameleon in the MCU, and he'd probably be done weirdly somehow. But it's not. How can you mess up the Chameleon? All you have to do is just a dude making disguises. It's anyone he chooses. That's all you got to do. It's not that difficult. But somehow, some way, some writer or somebody directing or a producer in the next Spider-Man film, for the next Tom Holland film, will probably mess it up somehow. I don't know how you do that. 13 is Mysterio. I like Mysterio in the comic books, but I didn't like him in the movie. And we all know why, if you guys watched my earlier videos. Vulture, I think the Vulture could be up there. I wasn't a big fan of the Vulture, though. I don't know why. But Michael Keaton playing the Vulture wasn't that bad. Just not a big fan of the Vulture. Number 11 is Electro. Electro's fine. I just thought it was always weird that they made casted Jamie Foxx as Electro. And they also had Jamie Foxx made Jamie Foxx look ridiculous in that movie. Now he actually looked somewhat decent in this movie coming up from what we see. Number 10, getting into the top 10, Scorpion. Scorpion's alright. Number 9 is Alistair Smythe. I'm surprised people know who he is. More of a lesser known villain, but he's alright. He's created the Spider Slayers. He's alright. 8th, Hobgoblin. You know what? I like Hobgoblin more than the Green Goblin. I don't know why. Maybe because I was introduced to Hobgoblin before Green Goblin. I just like the Hobgoblin's suit. That orange and blue is something. I don't know why. I'm actually looking for. I actually think about picking up a Hobgoblin action figure. I don't know. I just like the Hobgoblin more. The Lizard, he's fine. I always think the Lizard. I always think Killer Croc. But the Lizard's at number 7. Number 6 is Green Goblin, aka Harry Osborn's Green Goblin. I don't like that new Goblin. I don't know why they named him New Goblin in Spider-Man 3. Why did they just name him Green Goblin? That was weird. Number 5, Kraven the Hunter. I actually like Kraven the Hunter. He's simplistic. He's simple. I also like the Last Hunt storyline too, but it's simplistic with the Kraven the Hunter. His biggest thing is catching Spider-Man, using them as a freaking trophy. I like Kraven. At number 5. 4 is Kingpin. Kingpin's more of a Daredevil enemy, but we get it. He has made life difficult for Spider-Man too. And I think, and before we get into the next 3, the last 3, can you guess the last 3? The last 3 I'm guessing, it's going to be Doc Ock, Venom, Green Goblin. Let's see. This is the only ones that's left. Not in order though. Venom is at number 3. Think about Venom, he has changed so much now. Because now they made him, in the beginning he was an enemy, now they made him a weird ally. I don't know what he's going to be when it comes to Tom Holland and Tom Hardy, Venom and Spider-Man. I don't know. That whole thing between them is not there. How Eddie Brock felt like Peter Parker always gave him the shaft. That whole thing is not going to be in this. I don't know how they're going to do that. Venom is number 3. Number 2 is Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, of course. That's a very terrorizing picture right there, actually. Maybe it's terrorizing because you know what's going to happen next. Poor Gwen Stacy. And number 1 is Doc Ock. I always said Doc Ock was going to be number 1. We all knew that. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Is this thing not showing up? Wow, I don't think this thing is showing up on here. Let's see. Let's see real quick. I don't think this thing was showing up the whole entire time.
All right. The only Spider-Man, the movie, the game. Well, Spider-Man number 9.
What the freak? My computer is off the fritz right now. Let me see something right quick. Oh, my dumbass. There you go. Doc Ock. As you all can see here. So let me go through that again. I forgot I had that up there. I didn't press that button. That's weird. I don't remember pressing that button. Alright, go back to the list. So I'm go back to the list again. Real quickly. 25 was Hydro Man. 24 is Black Cat, which I don't really count Black Cat as being the villain, but allied to Spider-Man. Shocker is at 23. 22 is Juggernaut, is an X-Men villain. Carnage is at 21, which I actually disagree with. Hammerhead is at 20. Morpheus is at 19. 18 is Moreland. 17 is the Jackal, which is not very used very much. You know what they forgot to put on this list? I'll get to it at the end. Rhino's at 16. 15 is Sandman. 14 is the Chameleon. 13 is Mysterio. 12 is Vulture. 11 is Electro. 10 is Scorpion. 9 is Alistair Smythe. 8 is Hobgoblin. 7 is the Lizard. 6 is the Green Goblin. I'm not even gonna say it. 6 is Harry Osborn, his best friend, Spider-Man's best friend, aka second Green Goblin. 5 is Kraven the Hunter. 4 is Kingpin, even though I don't really count him as a Spider-Man villain, but then again, he had Spider-Man's life hell. Number 3 is Venom. 2 is Norman Osborn's Green Goblin. Like I said, very terrorizing picture right there. Like that picture is very scary looking. You know what's going to happen next. So repeat myself again. Number 1 is Doc Ock. Now, the person that they forgot to put on there, I don't see on there, is Kane. Why is Kane not on that list? But then again, Kane can probably be closely tied to Ben Reilly's Spider-Man. But still, why not have Kane on there? And for anyone who doesn't know who Kane is, let me see if I can find a picture of Kane on here somewhere. See, it's stuff. I'm sharing. No, not Kane Parker. I forgot they changed that since then. That's not the Kane I know. But now I forgot they changed that since then. Where is the Kane I know from the 90s? Not this Spider-Man Kane they got now, which is new to me. Here he is. Post them up on here right quick. There it is. Why is it not popping? It's slowly popping up. That's Kane right there. Surprised he wasn't on the list. But here, I'm not going to go 25. I'm not going to do 25. I'm going to do 5. All right, I'll do top 10. My top 10 Spider-Man villains of all time are... Man, I should do 5. I'll do 5. I'll do 5. Maybe I extend it to 10 in my next video coming up. So 5. Doc Ock. I like the whole gimmick of Doc Ock with the forearms and everything, but for some reason he just, I wouldn't say he doesn't appeal to me, but he doesn't appeal to me as much. I don't know why. No, he's a good villain. Doc Ock number 5. I think Alfred Molina made that character even better. I don't even know they did make him a sympathetic character in Spider-Man 2, but I think his portrayal wasn't that bad. I think it was very decent. Because he had times in the beginning when he first met Peter Parker through Harry Osborn. He tried to take Peter in, tried to teach him some stuff, and then he got too caught up in trying to build that machine, and then his arms got infused and he lost his wife, and he tries to make that machine again and try to get the tritium and all that stuff, and then eventually he realizes what he did wrong. I like that. I think they did a good job promoting him in Spider-Man 2. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with No Way Home. All we know that from watching the trailers to No Way Home, he unmasks Spider-Man saying, "You're not Peter Parker," and then they're making fun of him for some reason. I don't know why. But that's how Disney does stuff. 4. 4 is a very hard one, but in a way, it's still easy. Kraven the Hunter is at 4. I just like Kraven the Hunter. He's simplistic, like I said before. His only thing is to capture Spider-Man and put his head on the mantle. That's his only thing. And his whole, the way he looks is just cool too. 3. Yeah, it's very, like I said, it's hard picking these characters. I think you guys probably might know who number 1 is, number 2 is, but 3. 3 is a very hard one, but like I said, I like the Hobgoblin more than I actually like the Green Goblin. Not to say that Green Goblin's a bad character. No, he's not. And when it comes to the Hobgoblin, the best the best Green Goblin portrayal of the Green Goblin probably is Norman Osborn, because he just gets Spider-Man, especially you read the later 2000s. Actually, you just read from the Clone Saga all the way up into the 2010s, before Marvel decided to go too woke. He just gave Spider-Man a hard time. And he pretty much gave everybody a hard time. Norman Osborn, but he was the Green Goblin. But Hobgoblin's at number 3. Number 2, you can kind of guess already. Number 2 is Carnage. And number 1, and he just came out with a movie 2 months ago, and now it looks like he's going to be in this movie. We don't know yet. I have not watched it, but Venom is at number 1. You can't beat Venom. Now, I know some people have their own rankings. Some people might say Doc Ock is number 1. They're number 1 best Spider-Man villain. Some people might say Green Goblin. Some people might say Sandman, whoever. But that's my top 5. I'll probably expand it more for the review, because the review is going to be kind of jam-packed, and it probably won't come out to Monday, but let's see here. Yeah, the symbiote suit. Yeah. Best Spider-Man costume. Best Spider-Man suits. The original. Can't beat the original blue and red. And the second is the symbiote suit, or Black Spider-Man. Can't beat those at all. Let's see what time it is here. I just got some good news about my review too. Let's see here. Let's see here. I think this is a good place to end it at. I said it's gonna be up to 7:45. Damn, everybody has their freaking I'm looking on YouTube right now on my phone. Everybody has a Spider-Man review coming out soon. I better win my money. I know that much. This fool is live streaming when I'm live streaming. How dare he? Everybody's live streaming right now. It's all good though. It's all good. World Class won't be reviewing it. It won't be. Hell, they're doing their review tonight. I'm gonna try to stay away from all these damn reviews right now, because everybody's trying to spoil. That's the thing that I'm getting tired of for the last probably week or so. Everybody's trying to make a review or spoil it somehow. It's like, y'all can't wait till the movie come out to put your excitement out there. That's good. Now I can do my review tomorrow then, not Thursday. I mean, not Saturday. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this whole thing up. As far as what I got coming, like I said, I got the review coming up pretty soon with a special guest. So that's coming. Today I put out a new video called The Story of Canon Films and Spider-Man. So before Sony, before Columbia, before Marvel put their grubby paws on Spider-Man, Spider-Man movie rights were under a different studio called Canon Films. And we all know, some of us might know Canon Films is the B movie. Let me take this off right quick. We all know that Canon Films is the B movie action studio from back in the 80s. Mainly the 80s. But back in the day, they used to own the rights to Spider-Man, but never got anything off the ground. So that video came out today. I released actually a couple of videos out this week. But I know one thing, some weak weasel got mad because I was talking about a failed rapper talking about she's mad that people are regretting voting for Biden, but weak weasel going weak weasel. This weak weasel tried to call me out and try to insult me, but I got him back, of course. Because the argument didn't make any sense. He or she argument didn't make any sense, but we ain't gonna get into that. But I made a video on that also. But yep, the story of Spider-Man in canon films is now out, so go watch that. If you haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel. Like the stream. Also, I am now on Rumble and Anchor. But Rumble is giving me problems right now. I don't know why. Not Rumble. It won't, like both Rumble and Odyssey won't sync my stuff from YouTube. So I have to keep going on it each time I release a video, because that's going to get tiring. So anybody knows, or anybody who is subscribed to me on Odyssey, that's the reason why I haven't posted stuff, because I forget. I just don't feel like syncing everything together each time I make a video. I just wish it could sync each time I make a video without me doing all that rigmarole. But yeah, I'm on Anchor podcast now, so that'll probably be on this this live stream will probably be on there soon. I'm on Rumble in the business of doing that right now, uploading videos on there. On Twitter, people, I don't like Twitter at TV_franchise. Also on Instagram. Trying to get back on Facebook. Like, I had a private page for this channel on there, and I just didn't like it. So I might get on Facebook, or what is it called, Meta now. And trying to get it back on Parler too. But you can catch me on all those platforms. And yeah, I got to go because I got to be somewhere in 15 minutes. Got to go pump some iron. So with all that being said, Spider-Man is the number 2 best superhero of all time behind the GOAT. According to me. You guys can think whatever you want to think, but according to me, it goes top 5 superheroes of all time. Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, Captain America. And probably that 5th always changes. That 5th always changes, though. I think I put Wonder Woman in my top 5. I made a video on this when I first started on YouTube, and nobody watched it, of course. I might try to find it and probably post it as a Throwback Thursday type of thing. But those are my top 5 superheroes all time. Wait a minute. I thought about it. That was not the top 5. Never mind. I'm sorry. Those are not my top 5. I don't know whose top 5 I'm thinking of. I'm freaking ranting. My top 5 superheroes of all time. And also a favorite. I forgot about this. Number 1 is the GOAT, Batman. Number 2, Spider-Man. Number 3, Wolverine. Number 4, Iron Man. And number 5, Rorschach. And after that, it can be Superman, Wonder Woman, Captain America, Thor, whoever else after that. But yeah, those are my top 5. I will say it again. Batman, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Iron Man, and Rorschach from Watchmen are my top 5 best superheroes of all time. Maybe Rorschach's more anti-hero, but you get the point. Top 5 villains of all time. That one's hard. I haven't figured that one out, but I got to get up out of here, people. Like the stream, like, share, subscribe, watch the videos, and y'all be safe out there. And I'm gonna do it unlike these elite politicians do. Let's just pray for those people out there in Kentucky and parts of Ohio who had to deal with the whole tornado business out there. Let's pray for them. keep a remembrance to those people who did not make it out of that storm. And because some of these elite politicians don't really care. They want to put the blame game. But with all that being said, peace. I'm out of here. .com. Where's my outro at? Well, that sucks. Bye.